Okay. Can you... Every time. I love you. I think. Yes. Okay. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Juniper Rose. It's been a hot minute since I have filmed a Witchy Wonders episode, and I'm not gonna lie, I've missed it quite a bit. So I am proudly presenting to you Witchy Wonders episode 10 today. So stay tuned, grab some coffee and some tea, and we're going to jump in. Today's episode is going to be all about divination, and I am so super excited because divination is actually one of my favorite parts of my craft. So today we'll be going over essentially what is divination and just a few different types of divination. If I were to do them all in this video, we would be here for a really long time, and let's be honest, nobody got time for that shit. So let's jump in. But first, I need to take a little sippy of my tea from my squirrel mug that I just can't get enough of. Don't worry, I washed it since my last video, so we're good. Green tea, man. I've been on actually a pretty big green tea kick lately. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have my coffee, but actually since the lighting in my new place right now is a lot better, I can actually film at nighttime, and so I don't want to be like pumping myself full of even more coffee at night because I will be wired and I won't sleep and it'll be bad. So jumping right into today's episode. So divination is basically just a way to communicate with any of your guardians and guides, deities, the universe, or your higher self, just depending on how you see it, in order to gain insight or advice into any particular questions or situations that you might have going on in your life. According to popular culture, divination is a way to get foresight and see into the future, and that your future is basically set in stone. However, this isn't necessarily true. While divination might give you an insight into what may happen or what may not happen in the future, your future is never set in stone. So depending on what method of divination you are using, you might get an insight into the future if you either don't change something, this will be your outcome, or if you do change something, this will be your outcome. But you always have the power to determine what is going to happen, and you have the power to make those changes within yourself. So the future is never set in stone. So let's move on to some different types of divination. The first method is my personal favorite, and it is the use of tarot cards and oracle cards. So tarot cards typically consist of 78 cards total, and there are 22 major arcana cards and about 58, nope, I can't read. And there are about 56 minor arcana cards. The major arcana cards are things like the Fool, the Lovers, the World, the Stars, the Moon. And the minor arcana cards are pretty similar actually to a deck of regular playing cards. So you've got 4 different suits. The difference with tarot cards is that your suits are usually wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And each suit has 10 numbered cards, and then they have their royalty cards. The difference between the minor arcana cards in a tarot deck and a regular set of playing cards is in the royalty cards. So the royalty cards in a regular set of playing cards will only have 3, which is the Jack, the Queen, and the King. And in a tarot deck, you'll actually have 4. So you will have your page, your knight, your king, or your queen, and then your king. So there are several different tarot spreads that you can do just depending on the situation in your life. And so there are several different spreads for different situations or aspects of life that you are looking to gain insight into. And your spreads can range from being very, very simple 1 card draws or 3 card draws to complicated draws with several cards involved. So if you are new new to tarot cards, the best thing to do would just be to start off with the 1 and the 3 card draws, and as you become more comfortable and progress, you can kind of get into the more complicated tarot spreads with more cards, just depending on how you want to do it. You may just want to choose to stay at 1 or 3, and that's totally fine. Like, it's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just passing on information. So the first tarot deck that I actually ever purchased was the Shadowscapes tarot deck by Stephanie Puy-Moon-La. Anyways, my box is a little bit beat up, but this is what it looks like here. Hopefully my camera focuses. I don't know if it will because I don't have a viewfinder that can flip around because I'm not fancy enough, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, so. Anyways, I actually absolutely love this deck, and I connected with it right away. The illustrations in it are gorgeous, and yeah, I can't get enough of it. So these are the backs of the cards. Don't mind the dog hair. And then the front of the cards, they're just really beautifully illustrated. So I don't know if you can see any of these. Yeah. The most common tarot deck that you'll see around is the Rider-Waite deck, and it is pretty easy to find anywhere and to pick up and begin learning on that. And it all just kind of depends on whether or not you feel a connection with it. There are actually very much. There are a lot of different types of tarot decks, and there are some varying differences a little bit here and there depending on the author. So basically, moral of the story is just pick one that calls out to you and see how you connect with it. So oracle cards actually differ significantly from tarot cards. Oracle cards do not really have a set number of cards. It all just depends on the author. And so the messages for each card will also change depending on what the author's preferences are. A lot of people do like oracle cards better just because they're a lot more free-flowing and they typically have a more uplifting and positive message to them. I personally have not really tried out any oracle readings yet, but my amazing boyfriend just got me the Dragon Fate Oracle deck to try out for Yule, and I am so excited to try it out. Like, it is beautiful, and I'll show you a little bit of it here once I get it out of the box. So this actually comes with a really helpful booklet that I skimmed through, and yeah, it's super awesome. Like, I love the illustrations for it. And the Dragon Fate Oracle deck is by Lucy Cavendish. So I can definitely link the Shadowscapes tarot deck and the Oracle, oh my god, and the Dragon Fate Oracle deck down below if you are interested in purchasing. I cannot say anything to save my life today. If you are interested in purchasing them for yourself to try out. So this particular deck, there are 43 cards and they are actually pretty big. So basically there's just a message at the bottom of the card, and you can use the booklet to go more in depth into that message or just kind of interpret it how you will. But yeah, these are actually really pretty. I have tiny hands, so I'm kind of struggling a little bit to hold them all because they're pretty big and thick cards, but they're gorgeous and I cannot wait to give it a try. So yeah, that's basically what the differences are between Oracle and Tarot decks, and they are a great way to start trying your hand in divination, and I highly do recommend it if you can get your hands on any Tarot or Oracle decks if you don't have them already. But let's go ahead and dive into the next method of divination, which is my second favorite method. And where the hell did they go? Oh, okay. Gotta get my shit together, Juniper. So my second favorite method of divination is actually rune stones. The most common runes that you will see are the Norse Elder Futhark runes. There are 24 of them, and each of them has a different symbol according to the Norse alphabet that has a particular meaning or symbolizes something or other. Rune stones can either be carved into crystals or into blocks and pieces of wood. You can also paint runes onto pieces of glass, pieces of seashell, or rocks even. So actually, runes are a pretty really good way to start out with divination, especially if you are on a tight budget. You can easily make your own runes and they will be just as effective for you. So for me personally, I've got my little baggie of adventuring rune stones here, which I find are absolutely gorgeous. So let me take another thing. So if you can see, each of these runes here has just the rune engraved in it in gold lettering, and I absolutely love them. If you are interested in purchasing some rune stones, I know that you can get some on Amazon, and there are amethyst rune stones and rose quartz rune stones and tiger's eye rune stones, and they're all gorgeous. So for basic rune readings, you can pick out a rune of the day and have advice or just insight into how your day may go or what you need to focus on for the day. You can also look up rune spreads on Google, and so that just kind of helps provide a little bit of structure for your reading when you're casting your stones. Just depending on where they land, it can just give you a little bit more structure for your reading. And so that would be a really cool thing to check out. Again, I absolutely love my rune stones. So the next method that I will be talking about today for divination is scrying. Scrying is actually another excellent way to practice divination, especially if you are a beginner witch, a witch on a budget, or if you are in the broom closet. The only two methods of divination that really require anything is black mirror scrying or crystal ball scrying. Except technically, most of us have a black mirror on us, like our phones. Black mirror. So you can use your phone when you're on the go or in a pinch, or if you're just simply on a budget and don't have a way to access a mirror or something like that. And crystal balls, I haven't personally used those yet, but the other methods of divination for scrying that don't require any sort of a tool, so there's smoke scrying and cloud gazing or scrying, just to name a few. And basically the idea for this type of method of divination is to ground yourself as you would before any method of divination, which is probably something I should have mentioned before because I am so on top of everything all the time, every day. But you'll always want to ground yourself and make sure you are in a good headspace and make sure that you're not feeling any extreme moods or anything. But anyways, with scrying, once you've grounded yourself and just kind of let the stress melt away from you so that you can clear your mind, basically you will be staring at the smoke either from a candle or some incense or something, or gazing up at the sky, and just kind of relax your eyes a bit and just let images kind of flow through you and flow through your mind. And any images and symbols that you may see, the interpretation will totally be up to you. So for example, like maybe you see a heart shape or something like that, that could indicate many things. But it depends on the person doing the scrying and what they need at the time. So for example, for someone that sees a heart, maybe it could indicate that love is in their future, or maybe it can be advice for approaching a certain situation from a perspective of love, or maybe it's just a warning to get out of thinking out of your head and start thinking and listening to your heart. So that's just naming a few. Again, the interpretation is totally up to the person doing the scrying. And the last method I am going to talk about today is tasseography. Tasseography is the art of reading tea leaves. And so essentially what you'll do is you will put some loose leaf tea in your teacup and put your hot water over it, let your tea steep, and then you'll drink most of your tea, but you'll want to leave just a little bit of water at the bottom so you can swirl it around in your cup and just kind of get the tea leaves to spread out everywhere. Once you are done with that, then you can go ahead and flip your cup over onto a towel to let the rest of the water drain out. And then once you flip your cup back over, you can start looking for certain shapes or things or symbols and interpret it pretty similarly to how you would do with scrying. And so you can definitely look up different symbols and what they mean, or images and what they mean. And I'll leave a couple links down in the description box below if you are interested in doing further research on that. So that concludes our episode for today. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for your love and and support. If you liked this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. If you would like me to do a second series on methods of divination, leave a comment down below. Also, if you want me to go more in depth and talk about a particular method of divination or give any sort of a tutorial, I would also love to do that. So again, just leave a comment down below. So in way of announcements, I have decided that as soon as I hit 300 subscribers, as a thank you to you guys, I will be posting the video of me being loopy as hell after I had my jaw surgery in September. For those of you who are new to my channel, I did mention in my very first episode ever on this channel, I'll link it up here, it was 50 things about me. I did mention that I do have TMJ, which is temporomandibular joint disorder or something. Basically, I have lockjaw and I had to get surgery to help kind of break up some of the scar tissue so that I could open my mouth a little bit more. And I was filmed while being loopy as hell. And I'm not gonna lie, it's embarrassing and golden, but I am willing to post that on the internet forever for you guys as a thank you for as soon as I hit 300 subscribers. So with that being said, if you are not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so that you never have to miss a video. And that is pretty much everything I have to say today. I hope you are all well today or tonight, whenever you're viewing this video. And until next time, the witch is out. Bye! Days. Great start. Great start, Juniper. Actually, one of my favorite. Okay, this is going to take quite a while. Take two. Oh my god, I can't see squat. The
difference between the big. Oh my god. Ugh. The difference between. That was weird. Okay. I can't do shit.
This episode. Different sped. Okay. That's my life now.